Here's your wrestling news for April 19th, 2022. And your headlines for today include: WWE shows no signs of slowing down the rise of Cody Rhodes. That anger remains. Cody Rhodes comments on taking shots against WWE during 6 years away. WWE fans drag segment on this week's Raw. Why the continuation of the Edge-AJ Styles feud is bad news for the Phenomenal One. Former women's champion is furious over her lack of booking behind the scenes. Another NXT 2.0 superstar has left WWE. Rhea Ripley confirms long-awaited heel turn on latest Raw. Why exactly is WWE changing so many superstars' names right now? Champion in AEW has their Twitter account hacked. Satnam Singh explains why he chose AEW over WWE. Former WWE superstar realizes that his time is limited now that he's signed to AEW, and more. We're kicking off today with Cody Rhodes, who was last week reported to be the number 2 babyface on Raw, behind Bobby Lashley. WWE may feel that way, but it hasn't translated into their booking, as last night's Raw, like the previous episode since WrestleMania, have made it clear that the American Nightmare is the top face on the Red brand. Everything from his presentation to his matches to his promos scream top babyface, and while there is no world title for Rhodes to challenge for on Raw, that's actually for the best. AEW fans quickly turned on Cody when they thought he was getting too much of a push, and keeping Rhodes away from Roman Reigns and the undisputed WWE Universal title is one of the smartest moves WWE has made all year. The indication on this week's episode following his main event win is that Rhodes is the central babyface of the Raw brand and is likely to be treated that way going forward, but just because he's not challenging the Tribal Chief, that doesn't make him any less of a star. During his 6 years away from WWE, Cody Rhodes accomplished a lot outside the company, but didn't exactly keep quiet about his relationship with his former employer. It was at Double or Nothing 2019 that Rhodes infamously destroyed a Triple H-inspired throne as part of his entrance, and this was just one of several shots that the former TNT champion took at the game. Whether it was in AEW, Ring of Honor, or New Japan, Cody was never too far away from referencing WWE's COO, and during the Out of Character podcast, the American Nightmare said that there's still bad blood from his point of view. In the media scrum, I did not say what that interaction was like because I think that interaction to him may be normal. Here he is, upper management, one of the greatest of all time, going through a lot himself. Maybe just talking to me was another Tuesday. For me, it wasn't. It was different because he's one of my favorites: Sting, Shawn Michaels, and Triple H. I did model a great portion of what I was doing after how he had modeled a lot of the game brand. But also too, I admit that I was very, very angry. That anger remains as far as how we saw each other, how he saw me, and what I wanted to do. I wanted to channel that anger differently. It was a really touching moment. I didn't tell anybody what he said, and I never will, but it was a touching moment. Cody may still have some anger issues when it comes to how he was treated by WWE, but he now has a main event spot and lucrative contract to his name, and after years away, it seems to be a matter of time before he becomes WWE Champion. More from Raw, as ahead of the show, WWE promoted a wedding segment like we've seen many times before, but this time there was a twist. This time, it was a double wedding, as Akira Tozawa and Reggie married Tamina and Dana Brooke respectively, but fans weren't pleased with what they saw. The segment was dragged pretty badly on social media, and fans took particular issue with Sasha Banks and Naomi being the bridesmaids, with fans saying that the boss especially deserves better than this comedy segment. While that may be the case, this is a rare example of WWE acknowledging their own history, as it was in 2015 that Banks, Naomi, and Tamina operated as Team Bad following Banks' call-up to the main roster. The only saving grace was R-Truth, who handled the whole segment like the pro he is, proving why he's one of the company's most versatile stars. Everyone from fans to WWE Hall of Famer Bully Ray weren't happy with what transpired on Raw, as this wedding segment may have a very short honeymoon. Raw also saw the continuation of the Edge-AJ Styles feud, as it appears a rematch between the two is in the works. This week, the Rated R superstar cut an eerie promo alongside Damian Priest in a purple room, and later on, Styles was interviewed backstage but quickly got attacked by the heels. It was a good segment for a good feud and an example of how less can be more, but it does appear that Styles is heading to his second consecutive loss against the Rated R superstar. Everything being done here is being used to establish Edge and Damian Priest, and it won't work in favor of the Phenomenal One. In September 2021, Alexa Bliss would go on a lengthy hiatus from TV and has only had one match since then. Despite returning to wrestle in February's Women's Elimination Chamber match, Bliss continues to be missing from TV, and we now know more about what's going on with her behind the scenes. According to Fightful Select, things are tense right now between Bliss and WWE, as there's been plenty of bad blood between the two sides. In January, Bliss was featured in several therapy segments, which seemed to mark the end of her supernatural character, but for the Elimination Chamber match, WWE presented her as the supernatural creepy character she was prior to these segments. Sean Ross Sapp writes, "Plans culminated in her competing in the Elimination Chamber match, but we're told that even as of that point, there was no substantial creative direction for Bliss. Talent, creative, and higher-ups that Fightful spoke to said that it became known Bliss voiced her displeasure in the days following Elimination Chamber about her creative direction, or lack thereof. Despite her not appearing on the WrestleMania card, Creative was told that she was willing to work the show, and there were pitches to involve her in Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair's match that were quickly shot down. We weren't able to confirm if those pitches came from Bliss or someone within Creative. We're told that by the end of February, it was pretty well determined internally that Bliss would not be featured on WrestleMania. Those that we spoke to say that the priority of booking Bliss shifted significantly after the vignettes. Right now, Bliss is enjoying her honeymoon with husband Ryan Cabrera after the pair tied the knot earlier this month, but it remains to be seen when she'll return to TV, much to Bliss's own annoyance. Now, Kushida came to WWE with a lot of expectations when he signed in 2019, but his time with the company has now come to an end. WWE.com has moved Kushida's profile to the alumni section, and not long after, Fightful Select reported that his deal has expired and he's left the company. The report noted that it's not clear whether WWE attempted to re-sign the former NXT Cruiserweight champion, with one source saying they didn't, calling it a budget cut release. A six-time IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion who has also held gold in All Japan, CMLL, and Ring of Honor, Kushida's time in WWE didn't exactly live up to that same level, but whatever he does next, he'll do it as a former superstar of the company. Back to Raw, and this week, Rhea Ripley turned on Liv Morgan in a moment that felt a long time coming. After being paired together randomly before WrestleMania 38, the duo failed to win the women's tag team titles in Dallas, and after failing to do so again on the Raw after WrestleMania, it was clear that a split was inevitable. Sure enough, the pair once again came up short last night as Ripley turned on Morgan to establish herself as a heel, and WWE's booking established Morgan as the underdog babyface and the weak link of the team. With rumors of Ripley joining Edge's stable, things seem to be looking up for the heel-turned superstar, who will likely challenge Bianca Belair later this year. For weeks, we've been reporting on WWE's name changes, and the company has plenty of superstars who worked under different monikers not too long ago. It was only last month that Theory was Austin Theory, Raquel Rodriguez was Raquel Gonzalez, and that Amber Fry was Kaylee Ray. It's previously been reported that WWE is targeting anyone who uses at least part of their full name, if not the full name itself, and on Wrestling Observer Live, Brian Alvarez explained that this new rule has come from a concerned Vince McMahon. If Austin Theory leaves WWE to go to AEW, he couldn't be Austin Theory, but he could be Austin, so we have to take away everything from them that is real that they could therefore use elsewhere. It was originally believed that Theory's name was changed because WWE didn't want another Austin in addition to Stone Cold, but that isn't the case, and Alvarez adds, "Obviously, if you're Matt Riddle, you won't have to change your name. Well, we could turn on TV tonight and he has a different name, but no real names, not even a real first name or whatever. It doesn't matter, it's Vince." Interestingly, Riddle has been subject to a name change as WWE dropped the Matt part of his name to avoid those searching Matt Riddle and finding accusations of sexual misconduct that were leveled at the original bro last year. With plenty more superstars competing with their real names, fans can expect more name changes as WWE wants nobody to use the name they once had in the company should they leave or be released. Sammy Guevara has made a name for himself in AEW by becoming a record-tying 3-time TNT champion, but now someone is trying to use his name for their own deeds. On Twitter, the Spanish God has said that his account has been hacked and warned fans not to click on any links his account may have sent to them. The Spanish God also tagged Twitter support to get his account fixed, and the hackers posing as Guevara were offering fans a chance to buy video game consoles if they clicked a very suspicious link. On TV, the fans have continued to turn on Sammy Guevara, and he recently turned off his Twitter replies to stop the hate he and his girlfriend Ty Conti were getting, but we hope that Twitter support can fix his account very soon. Last week, Satnam Singh made his AEW Dynamite debut in a segment that hasn't gone down well with fans. Debuting attacking Samoa Joe, who had just become the ROH World Television Champion, fans blasted the debut for taking away from Joe, and Tony Khan has said he wishes he could do it differently. Nevertheless, Singh is in AEW to stay, and in a sit-down interview with Ruby Aurora, explained why he feels the All Elite promotion was the right choice over WWE. AEW is like brand new. It's only been a couple of years, and it's really fire. I thought that if I go to AEW, I would be the first again, the first wrestler from India. I will make more history for India in AEW. If I go to WWE, that would be amazing, but amazing why? Because they already have Indian people over there. They have the Indian wrestler. Why don't I go start there where they have no Indian guys and create history again after reaching there? Not for me, for the Indian wrestlers, for everyone. While WWE has several Indian superstars, most notably the Great Khali and Jinder Mahal, who's Indian-Canadian, Singh is a trailblazer in AEW. The first Indian-born player in the NBA and now the first Indian-born star in AEW, Singh's heritage is of great pride to the wrestler, and with his debut, the start of AEW's attempts to branch out in India, fans can expect to see a lot more of him, whether they want to or not. And we're ending today with Christian Cage, who was able to return to the ring last year after a 7-year retirement. After last competing for WWE in 2014, Christian returned during the Men's 2021 Royal Rumble match, but ultimately went on to sign with AEW. Speaking on the Extreme Life of Matt Hardy podcast, Christian made it clear that he's aware that he's wrestling on borrowed time, but plans to enjoy what little time he has left in the ring. I'm just trying to take everything in as much as I can now, knowing it's not going to last forever. I know that. It was taken away once, and at some point, it's going to go again, so I've just got to enjoy the time I do have. At this point, my only concern is putting on quality matches and enjoying myself, and giving back to the AEW fans that are so passionate and come out and support us every night. Since coming to AEW, Cage has vowed to outwork everyone, and has even challenged for the AEW World title, in addition to a reign as Impact World Champion, so he's certainly making up for lost time in what he has left in the squared circle. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.